Now it's less connection to the player. Back in the day, teams and cities had personality. They're all like robotic prima donnas. And my favorite. I've been saying this for years. A lot of them have the personality of a rock.
There it is. All right, welcome back to the show, everybody. Hope you all are having a good day so far. So, I had a member's request to check out this video here. This is by Hoop Reports. That's difficult for me for some reason. And the title is, Why Does the NBA Feel Boring Now? So, it was requested that I react to this. And, yeah, I gotta tell you the truth. Actually, I watched the first like 30 seconds of this on my feed. This is a couple of days ago, and actually I did stick it on the list, and then I got a request to do this, so I kind of like frontlined this one because of that, because I think our algorithms are in line. So let's check this out. I'm sure I'll have plenty to say, so let's just get right into it, guys. Because yeah, I'll just kind of piggyback off of what the video is talking about here and interject when needed. So guys, link in the original video down below in the description, like always. Also see a list of channel members down there. Shout out to you guys. I appreciate you a lot for helping me and, you know, getting my back on all these copyright claims and all that. So thank you very much appreciated. Guys, like the video if you could, hit that hype button if you could. Let's get to this.
I've been watching the NBA for more than 20 years.
I've been watching the NBA for, 30, probably 37 years or something.
Long enough to watch entire eras rise, peak, and disappear. But somewhere along the way, the NBA changed. The games are still great, but the feeling just isn't the same. At first, I thought it was just me. Maybe this is just what happens when you get older. Maybe the things that once gave you that rush just stop hitting the same. Maybe that's just life. But when I started looking into this, I realized it wasn't just me.
No, and I realized that when I started this channel. Before that, I thought it was just me.
A lot of fans are...
And then I met all you wonderful people, and it turns out I'm not the only one. It's been an awesome ride. Thank you very much, everybody.
Feeling the exact same way, that the NBA has gotten boring. Which brings us to a weird paradox. The players today are more skilled than any generation before them. This is a fact.
Not uniquely skilled, but similarly skilled. Whatever the NBA has decided, this is the skill set we want for NBA players. They are the average NBA player is way closer to that center. They are exactly what the NBA wants. Unique skill is very rare. And that's why we're seeing so many Europeans, and not just Europeans, but people outside of the United States come in and dominate in the NBA. Because the only uniquely trained individuals we see in the NBA are coming from outside of the American system. Because we have our own system of training people from a young age to get into the NBA. So by the time they're in there, they all have similar traits. You bring in a Jokic or a Wemby or something like that, and we don't know what to do against you. We don't know how to stop you because we weren't trained to stop you. You know what I mean? So I kind of miss the old days where somebody would come in with a unique skill set, and like a Tim Hardaway, a Michael Jordan, like a Magic Johnson, somebody like you never seen somebody like this, Shaquille O'Neal. That is what is lacking in the NBA, and I think what we're missing in the NBA is character, individualism. We're not seeing that. Everybody looks the same out there. And I don't mean physically. I mean their actions, their movements, their skill set.
Shooting is better. The handles are tighter. The athletes are stronger and faster. And basketball IQ is higher across the board.
I'd say faster, not stronger, but faster is even an argument because 90% of the game, that's an exaggeration, 60% of the game is running quickly up and down the floor. And then once you do that, that's about like a 3 to 4 second burst of energy, right? And it happens over and over again. So you need your cardio. After that, you're standing at your spot the majority of the time. So you're resting for like the next, I'd say about 16 seconds. So it's about a 5-second burst and then like a 15, 16 second. Most people are chilling, except for the ISO player.
On top of all this, there are more buzzer beaters, more highlights, and more viral moments than ever before. But yet, somehow, the NBA feels less and less exciting. This contradiction bothered me. How can a league overflowing with talent and moments feel emptier to watch? So I dug into the question, and what I found reshaped my understanding of sports entertainment and the NBA.
What have you been able to do? Your last 6 games, you have had 24 total blocks. What is it defensively that you're just timing it so well?
Just trying to be early in the spots, I'll say. My teammates stressing me, like just warming up, so they let me just get on the backboard and slap it, so they really helped me out.
Yeah, I got you. I already know where you're going. That was like that felt like ChatGPT responded. That didn't sound even like a human.
What did you feel watching that interview?
Nothing.
Because I'm going to be honest with you, I was bored out of my mind. And that's the first reason the NBA feels more bland than it used to.
That's true. If I wasn't doing a reaction video during that, I probably would have like checked my phone because it was very boring, very monotone, and once again, nothing individual. That's just a copy and paste answer to a question like that.
NBA players today have almost zero on-camera charisma. Every single time they open their mouth, they deliver the same safe answers.
Unless your name is Ant-Man.
Like every line was perfectly crafted by a PR snooze team. Take De'Aaron Fox, for example. On the court, he's arguably the fastest player in the game today, an elite basketball guard. But then you watch him in interviews and,
Why have you and your teammates been so successful against this team?
Oh, I mean, it starts with us focusing on ourselves. That's what we start with, no matter who we're playing against. And then we go through our game plan for that team. And obviously, I mean, they have the MVP. They're the defending champs. And we just try to make it tough on their all-stars, on their all-NBA guys. And I think we've done that. Obviously, easier said than done. And they still have good games against us. But we try to make it as tough as possible on them and then continue to play the way that we play offensively.
First off,
I mean, yeah, well, especially because we're talking about the prime rivalry right now that we're trying to build up in the NBA. OKC versus San Antonio, Wemby versus, this whole thing. Come on, man, you can feed into it a little more. That's where I'm coming from as a fan now. You guys can feed into it a little more. Wemby's the only one feeding into this and basically kind of throwing jabs at the other side. We a little rivalry's healthy, man.
There's nothing wrong with what he said.
It was boring.
He's answering the question very technically correctly. But man, the thing is, every player talks the same way.
Yeah. But they play the same way too now. So the PR teams are probably training them the exact same way as well. Everybody is talking to the press in the exact same way now. This is how you avoid getting in trouble.
I thought everybody fought hard, everybody stayed together, so that was fun. The crowd was into it.
Whatever the team needs me to do, whether it's make plays for others.
There were a couple times they kind of, I guess, made us pay for.
Wow.
We have to be better with moving the ball. We have to play better on defense. And if we do that, we'll be all right.
I guess they kind of sort of made us pay. Yeah. I'll be all right. I'm rich.
Almost every NBA player talks in the same generic way.
Yeah, he used to just be him who was a robot. We make fun of him for being a robot, but we stopped making fun of him because everybody sounds like Kawhi now.
And it completely takes away the charisma and personality from a fan's perspective. I mean, look at what people are saying online. Now it's less connection to the player. Back in the day, teams and cities had personality. They're all like robotic prima donnas.
Robotic.
And my favorite. I've been saying this for years. A lot of them have the personality of a rock.
There it is. I can't do it.
A prime example of this problem in action is none other than Jason Tatum. When he's healthy, he's an all-star, a perennial MVP candidate, arguably the best American player in the league. A few years ago, he checked every box required to become the face of the NBA. Every box, except one. Charisma.
Yeah, it's true.
Now,
that's why we tried to move on to Ant-Man, but then Ant-Man said he didn't want to be the face of the league. So now we're looking outside of the Americans, and it's looking like it's SGA who is going to do it. Unless they switch and they choose Wemby. But it doesn't look like it's going to be an American for the face of the NBA next. Ant-Man was it. Tatum was it, but it just ain't working out.
Off camera, he's probably a really cool dude, a great teammate.
Seems
But
like
on
it.
camera, the man has absolutely zero charisma. This boy trained media head to toe. Jason Tatum is when you play 2K career mode and you always pick the good answers / responses.
Yeah. That's a
You
good
only
one.
have to study company
That's true.
policy and read through the PR checklist every here and there on the job. That's what I feel whenever I hear Jason Tatum talk.
And, I can't, express it enough. The genuine love that, I kind of feel from the crowd, whether it's pregame, during the game, at the free throw line.
Now, this isn't a personal attack on Tatum. I find it's a league-wide trend.
I agree. Yeah.
But Tatum just happens to be the poster boy of this trend.
Is he really?
Now, the NBA didn't always have this issue.
What are we talking about?
Yeah.
Practice? We're talking about practice, man. We're talking about practice.
Whether you like them or not, players of the past had a huge personality.
Absolutely.
You really think I give a flying what the people on the radio call say?
I mean, the guy literally did a commercial in his prime that said, "I am not a role model." Basically like telling parents across the country, like, stop scapegoating me if your child's acting up. I'm not in charge of raising your kid. You are. Like, can you imagine that in today's day and age? And that's just one guy. Even Jordan, who was the face of the league, was just oozing with personality. Yes, he was proper a lot of the time, but he did it in a charismatic way.
Shaq was bigger than the earth. Garnett was a maniac.
Yes, he was. He
Kobe's
still
Mamba
is.
personality was different.
Yeah.
We know what it means as a team, but what about individually for you?
Just got one more than Shaq.
Then after
Job
them,
not finished.
the league still was full of players with distinct personalities. Fans felt like they knew these guys. And that connection, even though it was just through a screen, mattered.
Yeah, it did. Once again, like I said on the intro or near the intro, personality, individualism. I miss it so much.
Look at Conor McGregor from the UFC, for example. He was a great fighter, but fighting alone didn't turn him into a global superstar. It was his personality.
Yeah.
His press conferences felt like events themselves.
If there's ever a man that looks like a weasel, that's fucking it. You sit down and shut your mouth.
You just had to hear what he was going to say.
Connor.
I felt the same about Mike Tyson too growing up. Half of it was the crazy stuff he was doing in a ring, but I mean, a lot of the stuff we were following from Mike Tyson was just the crazy stuff he would say from day to day. Whenever the press was around him, you just never know what was coming.
I match up horrible for this guy. Connor, do you know what wrestling is?
I can rest my balls on your forehead.
I will always love basketball. I will always watch.
Yeah, me
but
too.
The product is less appealing when the majority of players become generic robots instead of normal humans expressing themselves.
I think there's just too much big money involved. It's become corporate. And I'll say this. I will always love the sport and the game of basketball. Like since I was a child, 5 years old to this day, I will always love it. I have fallen out of love with the NBA, and it's been years now, and I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to figure out to stick around or not stick around, and I'm kind of always in limbo. I did the same thing this year like I do every season. I try to get involved early on. I watch as much as I can. I give it the best try I can, and it's always right around this time, right around All-Star break, that I'm like, half of the games I tune into, at least one or two of the stars are not showing up for the freaking game. Why am I showing up? I got other stuff to do too. I showed up because they were showing up and they wouldn't disappoint. That's how I grew up. The stars never disappointed me. They always put on a show. Now they can't even get on the stage for me. So I've fallen out of love with this. It sucks. But I'll always have the past. It feels like gaming too, by the way. It feels like video games. So I feel the exact same way. I have fallen out of love with a lot of modern games, but games from like 10 years ago and older, I still love them, you know. And I just remembered that by playing some retro games lately. And it's like, no, the love is still there. It's just how big of a monster that the video game empire has become. People are not taking risks anymore. Everything looks, sounds, and feels and plays the same now. Nothing unique, unless you go and look for indie games, which I highly recommend. You know, the small companies, they'll do it. And with basketball, same thing. The NBA is too big now. See, we have to outsource it. We got to look other places. EuroLeague is on the rise because of this. And, you know, I'm tempted to watch some, if I'm being completely honest, because this is not a problem out there.
Now, sure, a few new players have it going on. Anthony Edwards has charisma, which is why people love him.
Yeah.
Victor Wembanyama.
And also Kevin Durant. Sorry, guys. I'll stop pausing after this, but shoot, I got a lot to say about this. I got to give, you guys know, I give Kevin Durant a lot of crap, especially because of how things went in Phoenix, okay? I'm not happy about how things went, and we're going to be feeling that until 2030, okay? That whole experiment sucked. KD is one of the only players I've noticed over the last couple of weeks. He has actually heard our call, and he has been talking trash with everybody. Every one of his opponents, he's talking trash. He's getting into scuffles with them. He's talking trash to the crowd. He's turning into like that guy right now, like the jester. And I do appreciate it because I think he's doing that intentionally, because it's not really in his nature to talk that much crap. But I think he's trying to entertain, trying to get everybody else to like come back alive, you know? And Wemby's doing it too.
But it's rare. I mean, the best player on the best team in the East right now is Cade Cunningham. But I don't even remember anything notable he said.
Just trying to continue what we've been doing all year and trying to keep our momentum. We had a great win last night in Cleveland.
And that's probably why.
Come on, man.
Just to be fair, though, we live in a world where image means everything, and everything is recorded. So one slip up could mean brands and endorsements going out the window. But at the same
You put that in here? Yeah, if y'all don't know what this is, moving on, because I got in trouble last time.
Up could mean brands and endorsements going out the window. But at the same time, from the fans' perspective,
y'all know what it is. Put it in the comments for everybody else.
It's dull and makes the NBA a more boring product, especially when you combine it with the next reason.
And that surgical 40-point dismantling of Milwaukee.
Oh, no. Three bombing.
Nembhard from the outside had a look at the three.
Did y'all see that? If not, don't worry, because you're going to see it close to 100 times every single night. Penetrate the lane, swing, swing, three. Penetrate the lane, swing, swing, three.
Yeah, fast break, 2-on-1 fast break. One guy goes down the middle of the lane, the other guy spots up for three, and you shoot a three instead of an easy dunk.
This is modern NBA basketball. This is optimization. This is the most efficient way to win.
It's a factory now. It's not a sport. This is how basketball would be played in full automation factories. It's not a sport anymore. Why have the human then? Why have the human if everyone's going to be programmed the same to play the same way?
And from a fan's perspective, you're watching players who already struggle to show any personality on camera come out night after night and run the exact same sequence over and over again. Penetrate, swing, swing, three. Penetrate, swing, swing, three. Like, holy.
Set a high screen. Let's see if they, if they're gonna switch or they're gonna stay on. If they stay on, I'll step back three. If they switch, then we'll split. Woo-wee.
Different teams dress it up differently, but at its core, the vast majority of NBA offenses today are variations of the same idea. Create a paint touch, force help, and punish the rotation with either a three or a layup.
Punish the rotation. That's where all the points are coming from. Punishing the rotation.
And I'm not saying there's no skill involved. There absolutely is. And I'll go off and say these players are far more skilled than players from even a decade ago.
But it's the same skill set.
But still, come on.
Right?
Imagine every team in the league playing pretty much this exact same style of basketball over an 82-game regular season. 82 games of this. Penetrate, swing, swing, three. Whatever happened to the plays that had the crowd off their feet screaming oohs and ahs?
That play right there just got me again. Like that is impressive, man.
We literally don't see any.
Steph is one of the last unique players. He really is. At least American players. He's one of the last few. And so many have tried to impersonate him, but nobody actually, it turns out, nobody was actually able to impersonate him. Everyone just started standing around and shooting threes instead. That's not what Steph does, you guys. If you think Steph is a spot shooter, y'all got him way wrong.
Of this anymore, because this isn't optimized.
Yep.
This isn't the best way to get buckets. The regular season has honestly become so boring that the NBA is now inventing the weirdest forms of artificial drama just to try and create excitement. I mean, they literally rolled out something called Rivals Week to try and inject some life into the regular season. A Rivals Week. Honestly,
what was the schedule? Late January? Okay.
Might be one of the lamest attempts at manufacturing excitement I've ever seen.
Yeah, I heard that they were calling it Rivalry Week, but yeah, it didn't work for me. Did it work for you?
This year they gave us Spurs versus Rockets. There's pretty much zero real tension between both teams.
Yeah, the real rivalry is OKC and San Antonio.
Cavs versus Hornets. Okay, two ball brothers sharing the floor. But come on, that's not a real rivalry. Warriors versus Mavs. Sure, there's some Splash Brothers nostalgia, but come on.
Yeah, that's not a rivalry.
That's not a rivalry. You go down the list game after game, and the so-called rivalry tension.
Okay, Lakers versus Denver's. That one's funny. I don't think Jokic was back yet by that point, though, so not really a rivalry because the real rivalry is Jokic is LeBron's daddy. So unless those two are on the floor, it doesn't mean the same. OKC and Milwaukee, huh? Yeah, you should have put them against San Antonio. Lakers and Clippers. Okay, moving on. Houston and Detroit rivals. Detroit fans, Houston fans, let me know. I don't see that. Nuggets and Bucks. That would be a good rival if Giannis and Jokic was both playing, and I'm pretty sure Jokic wasn't playing here. So once again, I don't get that. Philly and New York. Yeah, okay. I guess. I don't know if they're really rivals, but same. At least they're both in the East. Golden State, Minnesota, I guess. Lakers versus the Mavericks. Why?
Is pretty much non-existent. And that brings me to the final reason the NBA feels so boring today. Real rivalries don't exist anymore.
Yeah.
And
that's because of no player is staying on the same team for more than 2 years on a normal basis most times.
This is due to multiple factors all colliding together. Like, first off, whenever any tension arises in games, the league shuts it down immediately with technical fouls. You literally can't even stare at another player now without getting attacked.
Working his way in, plies his way for two. Pretty play, a 9-1 run Minnesota. Oh, come on, man. No way.
Yeah, it's just too much, guys. They're not robots. They're humans.
The next reason
and that's where where to point the finger is always difficult with this, because it's like we're mad at the players for not having a personality, but every time they do have a freaking personality, they get punished for it. So what the hell?
Rivalries don't exist anymore is because players shut them down immediately.
People will be like, y'all got beef? I'm like, beef? Yeah. We're out there competing, but beef means like when I see you, like, we're fighting. You know what I mean? Why do I got beef with him? I honestly don't even know the guy. Like,
for some reason, players today are so sensitive in what they choose to say to one another, so they all just give the same boring, generic response. it's just another game, or we're just competing hard, etc., etc. The most boring stuff that kills rivalries before they can even start.
Yeah.
The third reason rivalries are gone is that, well, regular season games carry almost no weight. For example, there used to be real divisional rivalries because winning your division actually meant a guaranteed playoff spot. But today, divisional games are essentially meaningless. Win your division, and what do you get? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And the lack of tension adds to the factor of why the NBA feels so boring today. Now, to be sure, there are other uncontrollable factors too. For example, the world is more chaotic than it's ever been, and with tensions rising everywhere, basketball can feel trivial.
I disagree, actually. I think when times are at their worst and at their craziest is where naturally as a human, we seek out entertainment more. You know what I mean? Because we need to get away from all the politics and all the drama that's going on. You know, we have to walk away from that and go, okay, let me just do something more positive. That's where we used to like to watch a sporting event. At least me, you know, that's that opportunity. And it still is to this day. The only difference is most of the time I use it as an escape. I turn on a basketball game and it's boring me to tears. So then I end up looking around like, what else what else can I do? So I usually pick up my guitar or something. At least I can control that, you know, I can make that entertaining for myself. But basketball just ain't cutting it. But no, I'm curious what you guys think. I think when times are at their best is when we seek out entertainment the least, because things are good. But escapism comes in from when things are bad, and things are rough right now, you know, across the world. So I feel like we should be like seeking out entertainment more than ever at this point, but we're not.
Then there's the fact that the league itself has gone through controversies that seem to just get shoved under the rug.
And we're not, because the product sucks, once again. We are trying to do that thing that we used to do to distract us during these types of times, but it's not delivering, so we move on to another thing. That's my take.
Without any real accountability. But despite all of this, I still think the NBA has the potential to be better than it's ever been. And more importantly, there's actually one real change the league could make right now to get it there. And that change starts with contracts. Right now, every game in the 82-game regular season feels weightless because once a player signs a 3 or 4 year deal, their money is guaranteed.
Yes, guaranteed.
And at that point,
thank you. Been saying it for a while. Guaranteed contracts, these got to go.
There's very little urgency tied to any single game. Their stomachs are full, and that drive to win is gone because
it's guaranteed.
They've already won.
Yeah. How motivated would you be at work if you had 5 years of your pay guaranteed? You know, no matter what you do, how poorly you perform, you're going to get $100 million after 5 years. It's already coming in every single month, those payments. You could be injured the next 5 years. You could cause all kinds of trouble. Doesn't matter. You're getting $100 million. You can get bought out of the contract. They send your ass home. You don't even play. You still get paid. How motivated are you going to be? How motivated would I be? I don't know. I've never been in this situation, but I see it with them, and they don't seem very motivated, and I don't really blame them.
Imagine a different payment structure. Imagine the NBA keeps a solid base salary so that players' living costs and security are covered, but then layers in a meaningful performance bonus tied directly to winning. Every game pays out more to the winners than the losers. The total money handed out to players doesn't change, just the distribution.
I'd say 50% of the contract is guaranteed, and the other 50% is incentive based, and the major incentive is performing. So show up to the game, and that's it. Like you play the games, okay? So in order to get your full contract payment, you have to play 82 games. If you miss 2 games, no big deal. You know, you're only going to get docked for those 2 days. You know what I mean? Kind of like what we do in the real world. We get paid for our performance, for our production in this world. That's how it goes. So you don't show up, you're not going to get paid. But we're still going to protect you, because maybe you do have like an injury or something. You're still going to get half of your money. But you can't get all your money if you're not playing.
If this were the case, the regular season would immediately feel different. Players would put in more effort. Perhaps this would eliminate the problem of load management.
Yeah.
And all across the board, this would make the NBA a much better product for fans.
Yeah, imagine, a player is feeling sore. They got like a calf soreness or something, right? And they're thinking, I might as well just load manage. But then the new reality would be, okay, wait a second. I can go get paid, though. Why don't I just go in and see what I can do? Now we go back to the old school mentality of, hey, coach, I don't know how much I can give you, but start me and let's see. And then more times than not, that player would end up playing the entire game, because they just needed to get loose and play through the pain. But if there's no incentive to do so, now people won't do it. People used to do that for honor, That's why people were showing up. They were going to get paid regardless. They did it for the honor and for the dedication and loyalty to their team, and to their fans. That's not enough for today's player. They're incentivized by money. So that's how we have to control it. We have to control it with money. If you want to get paid, your bonus essentially. Play through the soreness. If not, that's okay. You're still rich.
I mean, are players still kicking the ball to a shooter who's 0 for 5 when there's $100,000 on the line? Are stars still showing up out of shape if being locked in could mean another $10 million over the season?
Exactly.
Would superstars still tank if doing so meant giving up, say, 65% of their potential earnings? Would NBA players still be soulless in their interviews if they've just lost $200,000? Just some food for thought. Anyway, have you ever seen the game where Steph Curry made Steve Nash retire in just 12 minutes of action? I'm not even exaggerating.
Yeah. I heard these two talk about it too.
Nash actually retired after Steph cooked him like barbecue chicken for 1 quarter. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, then you need to watch this video.
I am gonna watch that video because I heard them talk about it and I didn't look up the actual footage, so that's hilarious. Yeah, Nash with a broken back trying to keep up with the extremely young and ridiculously fast Steph Curry. I'm down, guys. Hoop Reports. The link is down below for Hoop Reports in the description, guys. This video, 10 out of 10, man. 10 out of 10. And it looks like I agree with Hoop Reports about 90% of the way, and we have just slight differences, but we see all the same problems, and we see similar solutions to the problem. I don't think there's anything left for me to really say in the outro. I feel like I talked way too much during this video already, and man, sometimes I don't think I have too much to say on a topic, but this one really gets my blood boiling, because like I said in the intro, I've been watching basketball for like 38 years, and we're in a really bad spot right now. So we're not at a point where it's like we're one fix away. We have a lot of stuff to fix now, because we got too comfortable. Things got too messy in here now. So we got to work on the contracts. We got to work on the rule book. And we got to work on how the referees enforce those rules. And we got to do something about these damn 3-pointers and every offense seeming the same, which might take something drastic, like removing the 3-point line or something just drastic that would force a shift in the way that people play. What's that solution? I don't know. We all have ideas. I remember somebody saying, basically, like, you get a certain amount of 3-point attempts per game or per quarter. I heard another person say no 3 balls until the final 2 minutes of each, or the final 2 minutes of the game, which is a kind of an interesting idea. You know what I mean? That way the majority of the game is played honest, and then at the end of the game, if one team needs to catch up, and it's like a Hail Mary, like last-ditch effort, you can start shooting that 3-ball. That's how the 3-point line was used in the 80s anyways, was basically, okay, we're losing in the 4th, let's shoot some 3s and see if we can catch up. Anyways, I'm gonna head out, you guys. we got a lot of problems, and I hope we start to fix them, but we'll see what happens. So far, we point out more problems, and it's getting worse. So not exactly what I was hoping for, but we'll see if something shifts. We'll see if Silver steps down someday. I don't know. It could be even worse with the next one, so who knows. Guys, I am heading out. Like the vid on the way out if you could. Leave a comment down below, please, on this one. I'd love to hear what you guys think about this. And, yeah, subscribe if you want more content like this. Most importantly, everybody, is to be water, my friends.